Good evening to those who listen. It is now 11:13 p.m., 11:14 p.m., March 11th, 2026. And this is Bible Changes in Luke chapter 12. And again, some of these might not be changes, but a lot of them most likely are. But that's why I put them in green, because I'm not positive they changed, even though that one, come on. But verse 1, in the meantime, when there were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people. NIV says thousands of people. Thousands was never in the Bible before. Innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trode one upon another. Trode? NIV is trampled upon one another. Trode. Verse 3, therefore whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. Spoken in the ear in closets. I pictured two people in a tiny little closet, crunched up and whispering in each other's ears. And verse 13, and one of the company said unto him, company. Is it the company B? The bugle boy from company B? 14, and he said unto him, man, who made me a judge or a divider over you? Man? So he called the person man. And verse 16, and he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man, here we go with certain again, certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And it sounded wrong, but now it doesn't sound as wrong. The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. Okay, maybe it's not so bad. But a certain rich man again. Verse 23, I'm not sure what this used to be. The life is more than meat. I think it used to be bread, but what was it before that? There's more to life than bread? Man cannot eat by bread alone? No, I don't know. Consider the ravens, used to be sparrows in verse 24. Verse 33, sell that ye have and give alms. Provide yourselves bags, which wax not old. Bags? The NIV, I believe, says purses, which don't wear out, or won't wear out, which don't wear out, something like that. Verse 35, let your loins be girded about and your lights burning. Hey, Charlie, flick on the light switch there so the lights are burning. Sit down to meat. It's 37. It's like sit down to dine. NIV said something about reclining to eat, or reclining to dine, or I don't know. But now every time you hear this in the King James, it's he sat down to meat or sit down to meat. Instead of like they sat down to eat or dine or to eat. I don't know. Weird. We got household in verse 42. 45, I don't know if this is a change or not, but it don't sound right, that's for sure. But, and if that servant say in his heart, this is talking about the servant that was waiting on his Lord to come back so he'd be ready, and then the one that wasn't ready, this is talking about this one. But, and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men, servants, and maidens, and to eat and drink, and to be drunken. Drunken. It's bad English. I should put that one on orange. But the servant is beating the men, servants, and maidens. So let's say that the Lord did come back late, and the servant beat the men, servants, and maidens. Wouldn't the Lord that came back see that the that the men servants and maidens had bloody noses and black eyes and bruises all over them? Wouldn't he know? Ugh. These ones are just funny. Come on now. Verse 54, and he said also to the people, when you see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye say, there cometh a shower. No, in the NIV it says, their rain is coming. Rain is not a shower. And then 55, and when you see the south wind blow, ye say, there will be heat. I understand it's coming from the south, but doesn't mean it's going to be heat. And there's a couple more here real fast. Verse 58, when thou goest with thine adversary to the magistrate, as thou art in the way, give diligence that thou mayest be delivered from him, lest he hale thee to the judge. Hale thee? In verse 59, I tell thee, thou shalt not depart thence till thou hast paid the very last mite. Is it a dust mite? NIV says, paid the very last penny. So now the NIV has penny in their version, in their translation now. So I just picture, handing over a penny with the Abraham Lincoln's face on the coin. Thanks for watching. That's another set of Bible changes in Luke chapter 12. And we got Luke. Looks like I haven't read Luke 13 in a while. It looks like the rest of the chapters I did read, but I'll go through them again because there might be some more I missed. There's just a few here and there. Looks like I haven't read chapter 19 or 20. 21, looks like I've read that one. 22, I read that. 23, maybe not. Nope, haven't read 23. And it looks like 24 I did read. Yeah, I definitely read that one. And that's it. So there's some I've already read and some I haven't read in a while. So we will go through all of them, though, because there might be some things. I always seem to see more things each time I read. How in the world can such a corrupt Bible not be noticed by people? And here's a bonus for you if you stuck around. Supernatural Bible Changes had this verse. The first part is bad English. Then came there 2 women, and then that were harlots. And it used to never say that in there. It just said there just came 2 women. But now they're harlots, and some versions say prostitutes. Wow. But I did notice after that there was a few more bad things going on in the verses further on. So verse 17, and the one woman said, oh my Lord, I and this woman. I and this woman? This woman and I, or me and this woman maybe, dwell in one house. So there's 2 women in one house. And then verse 18, I'll have to read the whole thing. And it came to pass the 3rd day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also. And we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we 2 in the house. Save we 2 in the house? Verse 19, and this woman's child died in the night because she overlaid it. She overlaid it. She rolled, some of the versions say she rolled over on it or laid, or in other versions, she laid on the child. But because she overlaid it, here's some more weirdness. And this said, what? And this said, who's this? What's this? What said this? And this said. And then verse 26 said, then spake the woman whose the living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned upon her son. Blech. Bowels? Poop and pee? What? Thanks for watching. God bless.